Everybody, welcome back to Miller Margaritas. I'm Dan Miller,
Tyler Miller.
and we are here rating Buffalo Margaritas. Today we are doing Elmwood. We have Aguacates Margaritas, Breezy Burrito, and Tacos Community Beer. For all of them, we did the classic lime margarita flavor. So let's get into it. Ooh, spilled a little bit there. Okay, so we're going to be rating them on strength, the quality of mixer, the price, overall taste of the margarita, and then we're just going to throw in how we feel about it, some description. So let's start. Okay, so we'll keep in mind that for aguacates, which is what this is it is typically $12 a drink. On Wednesday, they have a $5 drink special. But we're going to be rating it on it being a $12 drink.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel that the strength is on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being very weak and then 5 being very strong? I think I'd rate this probably personally average, like around a 3.
I was going to say 3.
Yeah. Okay, now what about the quality of the mixer? From like kind of like shit being
what's the scale?
1 to 5. So like 1 is going to be a like not great quality, and then 5 is going to be pretty good.
I think it's pretty middle of the pack. It could be. I'm between. I'll go 3. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst I've had.
Yeah, I'll second that with a 3. To be honest with you, the price is okay. Keep in mind it is $12 a margarita. We're going to be rating the price on 1 to 3. 1 being way overpriced for the quality we've tasted so far,
mm-hmm.
and then 3 being underpriced.
I think I'd give it a 1 because I think it's kind of middle of the road, and 12 is kind of steep for this kind of quality. That's what I'd give it.
I would agree. I also did forget to mention that the average margarita price in Buffalo is $9.
Yeah, I'll give that a 1 then.
Okay, cool. I think I would give it a 2 just because they did give us about 12 ounces of margarita.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. But like if you're going there just to get one and it's still going to be $12, I think it's going to be one of my books.
Yeah, so we got that. I'm going to give it 2. You're going to give it a 1, and then overall taste of the marg, if you were to rate the drink as a whole, what would you give it 1 to 5?
I think it's just a middle of the pack. I think it's a solid 3.
Okay. I'm gonna say, as far as this goes, I'm gonna probably give it a 2. In my opinion, just because like it's good, but it does feel kind of light, and there is like something almost missing from it. It's not like a super like flavorful, bursting with flavored drink. It's very
bland.
it's basic. It's what you're gonna get. It would totally be worth it for me on Wednesdays for the $5.
Oh yeah.
But for $12, I do think that it's kind of missing something. Go to the next drink, which is gonna be Breezy Burrito. I'll give you this one. They did give us 2 limes. I will say, I know I couldn't get the other lime out. I will say that this place, when you order the drinks to go, I'll shout them out a little bit with the sticker that they threw on here. They give us a little nice Breezy Burrito sticker. I don't know if you guys can see that. And they also were very nice and gave us a big thing of ice, which is what we got in here. So we'll be rating them on the same scale. I like it. I'm gonna say for strength, I'll give it a 4. Actually,
I was gonna give it a 4 too.
Okay. I think that it initially you don't really taste anything like that, but then it hits you with that little bite
It's a little aftertaste to
Yeah,
it.
a little bite. What do you think about the quality of the mixer?
I think it's not like a punch of lime, but that's because I think it tastes less artificial. Like it's a real lime tasting flavor. What was the scale? 1 through 5.
1 through 5.
I think it's a 4 because it could be a little more limey, but I think it being a more natural flavored lime, I like that better than the previous one.
Yeah. So I am gonna give it probably the same as you, a 4. Um, I think that it does have more of a, like you said, a juice flavor. The other one's maybe a little bit like more syrupy. This is, it's not hard to drink. This, it's
No,
very,
it goes down
down,
nice.
and it's. I do like this one because something that I didn't really notice with the last one until I had this one is this one's actually like more refreshing.
Yeah, yeah. I think
You know what I
that's
mean?
because of you can tell it's more of a, like you said, like a juice mixer instead of like a syrup store bought kind of mixer.
Yeah.
It's definitely a more refreshing taste.
Okay. So Breezy Burrito is $9 a drink. Their drinks are about like 6-ish ounces. They're margaritas, they're average ones. So for price, I'm gonna say personally, um, I'd say it's kind of right on the money, maybe slightly overpriced. Um, but that's just it's only $1 over the average in Buffalo, and
Yeah.
this is 6 ounces is actually the average size of a margarita.
Yeah.
So I would just say that it's very slightly.
I'll probably it's 1 through 3, right? Yeah. I'll probably give it. I'd give it a 2. I think because it's $1 more than the average, and I like the taste a lot better than the other one.
Okay.
They give you a lime. They give you the nice travel case to take it to go. So I don't know. I think it's a.
So
I think it's well worth the money.
yeah, that does bleed into the next question, which is awesome, which is the overall taste of the margarita. You would rate this. I'd probably rate this one, to be honest with you. Um, I would probably rate it a 5. Like this, if I were to go to a restaurant and get a margarita and like have that sort of experience, this is kind of what I would want if I wanted to like sit down, maybe eat some whatever food they got. This is gonna kind of wash that down nicely, but also like, it'll get you there a little bit too, which is a nice little plus.
I really like it. I'd probably give it a 4.
Okay.
I think I don't know. I can see how people would like it to be maybe a little bit stronger, but I prefer this, but I could definitely go for a little bit more alcohol, a bit more lime to it as well. But this is a really good margarita in my opinion. I'll give it a 4.
Okay, cool. So for a description of this drink, do you think it's on the more sour side, the sweeter side, tart? Like, is it super thick? I'm gonna stick to what I said before. It's light, and the thing that I do like about this is it's not super sweet. It's not one of those things that you're gonna regret in an instant.
Yeah.
The other one was a little bit sweeter, I will say. I will say that Aguacates did have a little bit more sugary taste.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see waking up with more of a hangover in the morning with that. This one just feels a little bit better going down. So we got TCB. For the next one's tacos, community, and beer. Let's see what we got. This is a $12 drink. Typically, it is 6 on Taco Tuesdays. As well as they do have a discount on their tacos normally. So, cheers. Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
This one is very different from the other two. This one is the most different from the other two.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm tasting. Strength, I'm gonna say I'm rocking with a 5 for this one.
I'm going 5. I'll give it a 5. This one they put some in it.
I don't know what it is. If it is less agave in the tequila, possibly, that gives it that more alcoholic taste. Because with tequila, when it has more agave, you can taste the alcohol, but you also taste the tequila in that. It tastes like tequila, but it also does have that alcohol, very classic alcohol taste. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. No, 100%. It's all, yeah.
Yeah. Quality of mixer.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Okay.
You liked it?
Um. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. I'll give it a
Okay.
3 middle of the pack. It's because it's like this is. I feel like this is a 100% natural type mixer. Like they just squeeze limes into it, or maybe add a little bit of simple syrup. But like this is definitely the least sugary tasting mixer. It's like the most natural tasting.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah. Because it's definitely the most tart as well.
Yeah, I
Um,
could see that. I feel as if they need to add something else. I think what the issue with this is, yeah, there was like, I don't know if there was no simple syrup or
yeah,
whatever it
it's not
was.
sweet.
It's not sweet
It's not sweet.
whatsoever, which is not an issue, but it does taste like lime was just about the other half of the thing. It feels like you're
Yeah, it feels
almost
like
drinking.
tequila and lime.
It pretty much just feels like a shot in the chaser.
Yeah.
In one drink. For price, so we're going to be rating it on its typical $12 per drink.
Mm-hmm. This is
1 through
12.
3, yes. And they did also give 12 ounces, which is double the average of a typical margarita.
Okay. Honestly, I'll give this one a 2 because they gave you double.
Mm-hmm.
You can taste that they gave you double. So you're not missing out on the alcohol. And also, what was it on Tuesday? It's $6 on a Tuesday. I think that alone gives it a 2.
Cool. I'll agree with that. Um, yeah, because I'll just agree with that because I feel like if they were to charge more, it would demand more quality.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not the kind of drink that this is. This kind of drink is you're going there with a mission.
Yeah.
And that mission is to not remember leaving.
It's not for the taste of
it. So overall taste of the margarita, to be honest with you, I think personally this is the kind that I would least gravitate towards, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I'll also give it a 2 because it's not bad. Like I can see how a lot of people would like this if they like the natural tasting margaritas. I just like it's not my cup of tea. Like I do want it a little bit sweeter, but it's not. I would definitely drink it. I would not drink it. So, but yeah, it's a 2 for me.
Let's rate them on a different scale. If you're gonna go out with your friends and just have a drink with a meal, what one would you choose? Probably.
I'd probably pick Breezy because I think Breezy is the best of this, like best of both worlds. It has the natural like tartness like of a lime to it without it being too superficial.
Mm-hmm.
But it also has that sweetness factor where it's like it kind of dials down the tone of the alcohol in the drink a little bit, so you can like drink it with a meal and not want to like puke your brains out the next day. I think it's very refreshing. So I think Breezy is the best for me, most balanced.
I would agree with that. I think that it is well worth the money for what you're getting.
Yeah, good cost too.
Yeah, and a thing about Breezy is they do special deals, so you can do a chalice for I believe around $85, which is 3 pitchers worth. Then they have pitchers for $30. Aguacates does something similar where you can do a $50 margarita tower. So each of these places, I don't think TCB does have a special deal for margaritas, but if you're going out with a lot of friends, you should probably go to Breezy or Aguacates because they do have the special deals. I think that if you're just going for margaritas that you want some quality at, go for Breezy. I think if you're gonna go for like maybe just getting drunk, then that's gonna be the thing. TCB.
Yes, but if you like margaritas too, it's not a bad margarita.
Yeah.
It's just definitely going to be stronger than what you expect.
And I was the one that did go into these restaurants to pick up the drinks. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the environment of each one. Aguacates had a very, very nice environment. It was the typical like south of the border themed. It was, with like traditional Mexican theme. Um, and it was a little bit small. It had a giant bar in the middle, and then tables surrounding the bar. It had a good environment. It Since it wasn't as big, you couldn't go with as big of a group. Breezy, on the other hand, had a lot more space to play with. Breezy is not the typical like Mexican theme for a margarita place. It is kind of almost like I would describe it like disco-y jazz. Like you've been to Breezy as well. It's like
Yeah, it's like
it's a hip environment.
it's yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely a
and
different vibe.
it kind of almost feels like, in some ways, if you go there at night, like you're walking into a little bit of a nightclub or something like that. Like it's a really cool, relaxed environment. TCB, you've also been to.
Yeah,
TCB definitely has a lot less decor and
they're very like
everything.
modern, straight line kind of.
Yeah, it's a good environment if you're kind of just going for an extremely casual thing. Like you don't have to wear going out clothes to go there. I feel like you could wear like pajama pants and you'd fit them.
Yeah.
But all of them do have good environments in their own way, just different. Um, but yeah, so I think that Breezy is good, like probably the best for the quality that you get. TCB is the best if you're going to get hammered.
Yep.
And then Aguacates, I feel like has a little bit of both. Personally, I'd gravitate towards Breezy.